I'm Darren with Akshon Esports, and this is Action Recap, the show where we highlight various stories ongoing within the esports community. The Dallas Fuel drama never seems to end, so with the well still oh so full, let's get into it. Rascal, who was released from the Dallas Fuel last Sunday, gave his fans his thoughts ranging from his time on Kongdu compared to Dallas, to outlining his plans for the future as an Overwatch player. To start off, Rascal opens discussing how the narrative that he was trying to do something right for the Dallas Fuel to change the team for the better, only to have his opinion shot down, is a bit too one side of a story. Afterwards, he goes into how he felt like he was a bad teammate and would like to have a chance to apologize. The following translation of Rascal's stream is courtesy of Twitter user Anna's Talmask. Quote, "In Kongdu, I think I was a good teammate, but in Dallas, I don't think I can say that I was a very good teammate, so I want to say sorry to them. I think I was exhausted a bit too. When I was on Kongdu, when I wanted to fix a problem, this is what I would think. I could communicate that with my teammates and we could work through it. Be patient, look at things long term. In Dallas, I think I was impatient and maybe tired. So for my teammates, it might have seemed like I was really rushing into things, being very enthusiastic and direct in how I assert myself. So I think socially I wasn't very adept, because it's not just about a pro mindset." Rascal proceeds to discuss how he believes that communication and his approach with the team was flawed, and reveals that Kyky had given him advice on this matter. According to the Overwatch League rule set, players who mutually part ways with the team no longer need to be paid, but Rascal reveals that Dallas agreed to pay him the salary he would have received for the remainder of the season. There is a lot to go through, so I'll leave a link in the description box below, but one key takeaway is that Rascal mentions how he wants to learn English and will dedicate his time to streaming for now, and maybe look for a team. With so much information going public about the Dallas Fuel, xQc is back in the news once again, weighing in his thoughts on Twitch chat about his former team and revealing more about the inner workings that have led to its current state of disarray. The team's former tank player reaffirmed the talk floating around the community that players had difficulty accepting criticism from Kyky, and even more so xQc himself. xQc writes, quote, "The only way a player has power is if he baby rages and refuses to play and shit, to be honest, which is counterintuitive. That's a boundary Rascal in effect glided on. I don't think it's negative. On the contrary, I wish they did it more." The solution xQc proposes is for the Fuel to grab a vocal player who's consistently in the top 10 on the ladder with a decent amount of competitive experience to act as the leader of the team, and say what needs to be said instead of just coming in with preconceived ideas of how the team should function. Looking at the latter, a lot of the talent that meets xQc's qualifications, the toughest being a fair amount of competitive experience, has already been picked up by a contenders team or already in the Overwatch League. With the rosters being locked, the hopes of the Fuel will be placed on the new coaching staff coming in, and for the players to resolve their internal issues if they want to end the season on a high note. Is there a particular player that meets these qualifications that you can think of? Perhaps one that's unsigned, or it's already part of a contenders lineup that Dallas could grab during Season 2? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now that the Dallas Fuel's reputation has been dragged through the mud with all this drama and hate, the team CEO, Hastro, spent 3 hours to do an AMA on Reddit. This was done to be transparent with the community about the inner workings of the team and the problems that have been holding them back from living up to fan expectations. I'll leave a link to the full AMA in the description box below, but here are a few key takeaways. 1. There are no plans for any more players to be cut from the team. 2. Kyky apparently had nearly all control over the team from the beginning, but he did interfere once the roster decision to play xQc versus the LA Gladiators and Shanghai in week 1 of stage 2 because he wanted Felix to get his shot on stage. 3. The Fuel have recently hired an English teacher who has tremendous experience teaching esports professionals from Korea, and are adding another translator to the team. It doesn't help Rascal, but hopefully this will be beneficial to taking down the communication barriers between Effect and OGE with the rest of the team. For our last bit of Dallas Fuel talk today, Kyky took to Twitter and finally responded to all of the criticism in depth that he had been receiving ever since the performance the Fuel began going downhill. Kyky opens up writing how there is a lot of discussion focusing on the faults in his coaching style, but wanted to make things clear that he definitely proposed and wanted to be stricter to whip players into shape now that they were in the Overwatch League, as opposed to the more hands-off approach he has with the team in Apex and contenders. Quote, "One thing I pride myself on is that I am an extremely proactive and quick at identifying issues before they become issues. I can confidently say that my foresight on the majority of what has happened was quite accurate. I don't don't think anyone in Dallas would refute that. Kyky concludes how the players do not deserve the harsh criticism they've been receiving, and that was ultimately him at fault for not providing his team with the tools they needed to succeed and failed to do so in the end. He is now willing to take in feedback to address his mistakes so that he can push forward and continue with his work in the Overwatch League. After so much fallout from the community and a failing to fulfill his duties as a coach on the Fuel, it is uncertain if there is a team that will want to pick Kyky up for the remainder of the season. However, with the rumored 4 new franchise slots opening up and a lack of coaches in the community with as much experience as Kyky, we could see him return the Overwatch League as early as Season 2. That could make for quite the redemption arc. What are your thoughts on all this Dallas Fuel news? It's always good to have this much transparency, but like Sure4 said, it's only good to be transparent when you're winning. When news like this gets revealed, who knows if it causes more damage than good. It was good per se to initially build the Fuel brand with them constantly in the spotlight, but things have gone on for a bit too long now, and some of you guys are probably sick of it by now. As always, thank you for watching, and be sure to like and share this video as it really helps us out a lot. And if you want to stay up to date with all of our latest releases, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to stay notified. Otherwise, this has been Darren from Akshon Esports, and we'll see you in the next one.